Hi guys, welcome back to Deep Dive with Nema, with I, your host, Nema. Today I have the beautiful Ngaisi. We've seen her before on a couple of episodes on season 1, and this is season 2, part 2 of the heartbreak episode. We'll find a cooler name. It'll probably be termed differently right now, but bear with us. This is part 2. If you'd like to see part 1, please click the left, or is it right? But click here to watch it. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. So I have the questions on my phone, so we'll be going through them there. Okay, when was your last heartbreak? We're just going to deep dive right in there.
Guy, I don't know. I don't know how long ago, but it's not recent.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while.
it's been a while, yeah. And how was that for you? Like how was it? Like what was the splitting factor of your last relationship?
Well, actually, mine is an interesting experience because it wasn't an official relationship. So it was a very interesting heartbreak, and it was worse than heartbreak from a relationship, I'd say. Yeah. So this was a person I was really into, and it looked like it was going somewhere, and then it didn't pan out for many reasons, and then it sucked going through that process,
I can
feeling that feeling.
Yeah. Do you know, I always heard that breakups like that are actually worse than a breakup when you're in an actual relationship. Because when you're in an actual relationship, you're like, okay, this is my person. And then there's this person you have no claim over. And then your heart breaks and you're like, I can't even get closure.
Exactly.
Because I don't know if I didn't deserve the closure because we were not exclusive.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of gray areas during that one. So when did you feel like this is the, like, did you end that situationship? Why?
I think the signs were all there that this was not going to go the way I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And it was difficult. It took me longer than it should have to come to terms with that because I had all the facts. But obviously when you have feelings and emotions involved, you're like, yeah, I ended it because at last I came to terms that this is not going to turn into something I want.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, if I prolong this, it's going to get even worse for me.
Yeah.
I was on the losing end.
Yeah.
So I figured there's plenty of fish in the sea, so they say. I'm gonna go fishing.
As people who have been in relationships before, how do you feel, like how do you know this relationship is about to end? Because for me, it's just something I feel in the gut. You know, there's this little voice in the back of your head.
Yeah.
It just starts so simple, and then you just, I feel like it's some, the little things that accumulate that lead to that. But I want to hear your thoughts. Yeah.
Sheesh, I don't know. I think, yeah, it is an accumulation of these little things. Absolutely true. It's just, I think what, at least in my experience, what's happened with a relationship that ended and I had these little feelings, I did not voice them when they came up. And I think if I did, it would have turned out different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even then, it might, I don't know if the relationship would have ended or not. I don't. But I feel like that's something I've learned from my previous experience.
Yeah.
If there's going to be an end, I wouldn't want it to be an end where I have this whole bag of negative things that I feel that I haven't been able to share.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how the previous end came. It was just this little thing over this little thing over
And
that
not being
little
able to
thing.
speak about it, or maybe it's not the right time to talk about it. This person is going through this at work, they're stressed, so I can add more stress.
Yeah,
There's
but
also
for me, frankly, it was just my own, and this has probably been the biggest thing for me emotionally. Emotionally growing. I don't know how to term that, but
Yeah.
I'm really proud of the progress I've made. it was the fact that I wasn't brave enough to share.
Yeah.
I don't know if I felt like I was going to disturb the peace.
Yeah.
But really, it worked out to be the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was how I felt,
Yeah.
and it came to that relationship some detriment.
Me and you are two opposites. Me, I'm always willing to
You are
disturb
there.
the peace.
Riot.
But I'm working on myself.
I admire that, though.
It's just that I have this thing whereby we're together, we're in a relationship. I feel like there should be a safe enough space for them to do the same to me. The issue comes when they feel it's not a safe enough space, whereby I get defensive or they get defensive. They bring up something and I'm like, oh, then I reflect and I'm like, but last week you did this, and then you're not listening to what they're saying at the end of it all. They're just ready for you to speak your turn. Like, you're not even internalizing what they're saying.
Gotcha.
You're just ready to switch the blame.
I see.
I aspire to reach a level whereby I listen when this person comes to me with these issues, and I can say I validate their feelings and I will work on them and I will be better, and I actually work on them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes me, I'm a problem.
It's good to know that. Everyone's I think every single one of us has probably once or more been a problem in their
But what are your thoughts on be his peace?
being.
Be his peace. You know the quote, be his peace. Like, in a relationship, be his peace. Be her peace. Like, what is your...
What do I think about that?
Yeah.
I think I sit somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
I do generally believe that relationships should be peaceful. Personally, for me, a relationship has to be peaceful because
Yeah.
that's where I thrive. But there are times where the peace can't be attained because someone is doing something that's not very comfortable for the other person.
Yeah.
And that has to be addressed, and sometimes the addressing will be uncomfortable and not peaceful, and maybe you'll be mad at each other for God knows how long.
Yeah. And being mad at each other sometimes is necessary.
Yes.
If you're in a relationship where you're not arguing at all, like you guys are just peaceful,
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
That's
you guys
not
are
right.
just
That's not two people who are
stomping down
different
your
living
feelings.
together.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're alike, there has to be, we normally say hata vikombe vinagongana. Yeah, so you have, I'm not promoting there not being peace, but I feel like there needs to be communication.
Yes.
Like, I feel like even if there is communication and you guys never fight, I feel like that's a problem.
I feel like you're right, and what you've just said about you want them to feel at peace, or you want them to feel comfortable enough in their relationship to bring out however heavy it is, out.
But bring it out with empathy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's also another side of it. But yeah, some things are going to be ugly. I think if a relationship is solid, it's going to be a safe enough space to allow that to come out.
Yeah.
And even if there needs to be a buffer between the coming out and the addressing, that's fine, so long as the addressing is going to happen.
Yeah. And if there's no peace, or you feel like this relationship isn't sitting right with you, it's okay to leave. It's all right to leave.
It really
like,
is.
Even as much as, let's say you have kids with this person, you have history with this person, you've dated for 10 years, but there's something that you feel, this is something I cannot work through. If it's domestic violence, this person is putting their hands on you. Trust me, it's okay to leave. You will find better, and
You deserve better.
yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think I'm not trying to victim blame or victim shame, but in these instances, you have, I think, in the reflection part, right? If you feel like you've put out everything you need to put out, you've given chances, you've given room for exploration in how you're feeling, and the other person is not meeting you halfway.
yeah,
I think that's a very clear indication. But
Yeah.
I think a learning point always comes where you also try and learn about yourself and how you've handled that situation. Maybe you're too lenient. Maybe you're not respecting yourself enough to say that, no, I've tried enough and this is it for me. So there's always a learning point, even for the person who's walking away, about themselves.
yeah. I wanted to crack a joke, but this is not the appropriate time. But let me just say, Ngaisi anasema
Allah,
mjiheshimu.
Yeheshimu.
Like, nani jiheshimu, yeah. So, okay, there's that. What are... No, actually, let me ask you this. What is your worst heartbreak so far? And what did you learn from that heartbreak? Because there's always a lesson in these things.
Hey, don't know this one, I almost forgot. Yeah, this one imewekwa kwenye archives.
Yeah.
In college,
Yeah.
I dated this person.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I can call it dating.
Yeah.
But I was young.
Yeah.
We were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying this has been put in the archives because it's actually one of the things I almost forgot about.
Yeah.
I have this tendency to selectively forget. So in college, I was with this person, and it's one of those, I thought I knew a person
Yeah.
going into the relationship,
Yeah.
but really, simply because we spent so much time together, we were in the same group of people,
Yeah.
some group of friends. And yeah, eventually we're like, oh, our friends are together, I think we should also get together. So we got together.
Yeah.
And yeah, that thing turned out weird real fast.
Ooh.
So, first of all, the communication was terrible.
Yeah.
I found that I was the only one initiating things
Yeah.
and being turned down. And little did I know, it was good that we were in the same group of friends
Yeah.
because apparently everybody but me knew that this guy had another girl and they had it going. And
Man.
bruh, hey, so I confronted the person. You know, I heard this about you and this other person. Is it true? He said no. So I had the audacity to go ask the girl.
Yeah.
I called her, and she was, yeah, I think I'm proud of how I talked to her. It was very kind. I just wanted to find out.
Yeah.
It was not between me and her, it was between me and the guy. I just wanted to know what's up so that
Yeah.
I can end it
Yeah.
officially
Yeah.
and also take myself out of this
Yeah.
emotionally difficult situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was kind enough to let me know what was up,
Yeah.
how long it's been going on for, and I thanked her for being honest. And yeah, that's when the tears, that whole thing.
I want to hear about that whole thing.
That whole feeling thing, man.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah,
That is a terrible, terrible
It
feeling.
it was even worse that we had
Yeah.
to keep seeing each other after because yeah, it was the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I confronted him again, told him what I found out, expressed that I wasn't very happy with that. In my own, I had a very different way of expressing myself that time. So, in my own small way, and then we did that blocking thing, the deleting of photos,
Yeah.
deleting of texts
Yeah.
while crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I had a group of friends who were really helpful through the process.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, every time I curse them out, cheer squad.
Like, you go, you.
Go, girl. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually, slowly,
Well,
yeah, I think it was what made it more difficult is that I had to keep seeing him and the girl in the same space. But we worked through it.
yeah. I want to know, how did you work through it? Like, how did you work through it to get to a place where you're saying, oh, I overcame this and I'm actually okay?
To be honest, I don't know what I did specifically, but
Yeah.
I do know that time did its thing.
Yeah.
I felt shitty for a long time, but I think slowly it just went away. And maybe the thing that I did actively was, as soon as she told me what was up,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't deserve this. This is I know the kind of man I want to be with.
Yeah.
They would not do this to me.
Yeah.
And as much as I like them or I thought I liked them, I really don't, because this is the kind of person they are. So I think that shifting of how I thought about the situation helped, even though it still sucked. It's like, why me? What did I not have? Those hard feelings.
Yeah. I want to know the stages of grief, because heartbreak is grief. You're grieving this person, you're grieving this version of this person that you thought you knew. I want to know the stages of grief and how you handled it. Like, let's say, for example, I know there's denial, there's anger, there's acceptance. I don't know what comes after, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I started the process before I even spoke to the girl because I noticed certain things in terms of actions. So that was a kind of preparation. I kind of knew what was coming.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to be pleasant. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it wasn't going to be pleasant. So I think that it's like an easing into this negative slump.
Yeah.
As opposed to, yay, things are great, and then you just, in terms of the process, I don't know. I just feel it's like shitty. But one day's better than another, and then I remember something, and then I cry, and then I come back, and then I talk to a friend, and it feels better, and then I see him, and then I curse him in my head. So it's just like this.
Yeah, it's not a straightforward process. Like, you'll see them, you'll cry, you'll feel better one day, the next day you will feel so bad. Like, you'll even have such a hard time getting out of bed. You'll cry yourself to sleep, you will have tissues by your bedside, you will stress eat. But at the end of it will all be okay. It all works out. It all works out.
It doesn't feel like it when you're going through it.
It doesn't. It feels like the world is ending, and it's like, this is, if I don't have this person, now what? Who am I without this person? It is so exaggerated. It's
in your
crazy.
head.
Yeah. So what I want to know is, what was your lesson
From
that?
this?
Yeah.
The action thing.
Yeah.
I think the action speaks so loud, and I just wasn't in a space to acknowledge what they meant, or follow where they were leading me.
Yeah.
So that was one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Another one that I'm proud of myself for is just deciding right then and there that this is not the person I would want to entertain.
Yeah.
And this is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
So I was really proud of myself for putting that boundary with myself.
Yes, ma'am. Go, Gacy. Let's see, what was my worst heartbreak? My worst heartbreak would have to be, I was the one that broke up with someone. And it's not my worst heartbreak because I have regret. No, it's my worst heartbreak because of how I did it. I feel like I could have had more empathy. There was empathy in the breakup. There was a lot of back and forth. I'm here if you want to talk, which is, do not go back to that person who says, I'm here if you want to talk. If you've made up your mind to move on, go talk to your friends. Go talk to your family.
Leave
go
your
talk
person
to anyone.
Except
this person, because I don't know, man. So for me, it was in uni as well. I think it was in my final year of uni. We were really good friends during that final year. We met at a class, Senex. If you went to SIU, you know.
that useless class.
The class that's supposed to prepare you for the future.
But does not.
We're not bashing SIU, but that class.
But that class needs revision.
We met there, we became even closer. We knew each other since first year. We became closer during that class. By the end of the semester, we started dating. We dated for like, was it almost a year? Yeah. And then towards the end, we had different values. Religiously, like if someone wants to have kids, if someone doesn't want to have kids. And we also had our differences. And the way, of course, knowing all that, we knew it was supposed to come to an end at some point. And it did, but it's just how it came to an end. I feel like I could have been kinder. I feel like I could have been more empathetic. If I had a do-over of that breakup, I don't know how I would have done it better, honestly.
Yeah.
Like a couple years have passed and I still do not know. Like especially when breaking up with someone, I don't think there's a right way to do it. Like in whichever way you do it, it's gonna hurt.
It finds you.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I don't know, because you know when you're being dumped, you don't have that guilt of I broke someone's heart. They broke your heart. You get to go scotch-free. You get to have that blame where you can say, they broke my heart. Oh my God. And the other side has the, oh wow, this person did not deserve this. And maybe it's something we could have worked through. They have that regret. They have, in the case whereby they have a feeling that this person could resent them. That's why at the end of the day you hear, you could still be friends. Some of them are manipulative though. They're not genuine, but that would have to be my worst breakup. And the lesson I learned from it is it's okay to leave. In as much as it's hard, it's okay to leave and just do it in the most empathetic way you can. Another lesson I've learned, this is not from the worst heartbreak I've had, another lesson I've learned is you cannot beg someone to change their decision when they've broken up with you.
Yeah.
So
no.
you going back and saying, oh, we can try again, we can do this, I have come with like a PowerPoint presentation to show you how we should get back together, and this, the moment they have made up their mind,
Yeah, respect that.
respect that, and
respect yourself too.
that's the hard part, respecting yourself.
It is.
Yeah, so you're saying
I've been the break-upper who has gone back.
Yo, how was that?
I feel really bad for having done it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For going back or for breaking up?
Yeah, for going back.
Okay.
Not for going, okay, when I went back, there's a certain way I did that going back that I'm not very proud of.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy with.
Yeah.
I think it was very difficult for the other person and I should have been more considerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, I feel like it's an unfair exchange. Either way. Yeah. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till next time, my name is Nema, your host, and this is my guest,
And guys, see.
Karibuni Tena. See you next time. Bye.